Thank you very much indeed. Coming up on Friday's show, we have a rare treat for you. A treat to excite even the most jaded palate. 3 men, 2 words, 1 rock legend, Spinal Tap. They'll be here chatting and rocking on Friday. Also on the show, Jules Holland, and he's not bad as well. That's on Friday evening. But now you're about to meet the director behind such classic horror fests as Scanners, Shivers, The Dead Zone and The Fly. Critics have described these films as cruel, sick and sadistic, and what's more, they're probably right. Next month sees the release of his latest project, a screen adaptation of William Burroughs' cult novel, Naked Lunch. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome David Cronenberg. Thanks for coming on the show. I'm going to lay my cards on the table. I'm a big fan of all your films, in actual fact. One thing, before we do the questions properly, I've met quite a few horror film directors, and it always seems to be the case, like yourself, people are surprised when they find that actually you're not some kind of drooling, mad-eyed idiot. You're actually quite a sane, well-adjusted man.
Well, thank you. How do you know that?
but
yeah, no, I think it's true. I think it's true, and I think it has something possibly to do with the balance that you try to find in your life, and you sort of put that stuff on the screen so that it'll stay out of your life. I think that's part of the process.
Do you sense people are disappointed when they meet you and you don't kind of rip the head off a chicken or something in front of them?
I think they're relieved. I think they're a little relieved. Then later they're disappointed because they don't have a story to tell.
Now, let's get on to your latest movie, because I saw it just the other day, and it's a very strange, very extreme film based on a very strange, very extreme underground book,
yes,
which many people had said over the years was unfilmable, could
yes,
never be brought to the screen. So, were you aware of that reputation, and how did you deal with it?
Well, the fact that it's unfilmable, to me, is just normal, because I don't really... I think it's an illusion to think that you can film any book. Really, what you get is something else that reminds people of a book, but the two media are so completely different that you can never really do a book on screen. It's something else, and the sooner you come to terms with that, I think the better. But the fact that the book was considered unfilmable really meant that I was free. It was a liberating thing, that I could then reinvent it for the screen, which is really what I've done.
So if you were going to reinvent it, what was it about the original then that attracted you, that excited you?
Well, it's very funny, for one thing. I mean, people think about the extreme aspects of the book because it is very scatological and very obscene in some ways, and sometimes people think it's pornographic. It's also very fragmented and hallucinatory. But it's also extremely funny and beautifully written and very powerful, finally, very powerful book.
It's curious you say it's funny, because I found it amusing, but I was sitting like the rest of the people in this preview theatre, not quite knowing whether we were allowed to laugh.
Yes, I know. It's strange. I mean, when a group of critics have seen the film, I always ask someone, did they laugh? Because if they don't laugh, I think I'm in trouble. I think that maybe they didn't really understand
Didn't get the point.
Yeah.
Could you set this clip up for us? Because as I said, it's a strange film. This is the scene in the movie when Ian Holmes, who plays the role brilliantly,
yes,
it's involving typewriters that have mutated, or have they?
Yes. Well, yes, we have a talking insect typewriter. You have to accept this, first of all. And it's a kind of... in the film, it's a kind of a metaphor for the unconscious of the writer. He's really talking to himself. But
yeah, I got that.
Yeah. Did you?
No, I didn't.
I'm going to write a book.
I came out not knowing what the hell I'd just seen, to be quite frank.
You have to see it again, and you have to pay both times. Yeah. It's very important. But if you see it, I know it seems like a hideous thing to ask that one see it twice, but I think now with video and pay TV and so on, people do end up seeing a film twice.
We're used to that.
It becomes crystal clear the second time through.
And you can take the kids the second time?
No, not unless they've grown up.
Let's have a look at the clip, and the clip is actually for free.
All right. We're taking your clock, Nova.
Yeah.
I'll fit the bag.
No. What's going on here? Wait, this is a heinous mistake you're making. They do something. Stop them.
He's got a gun, Clark Nova. You don't want to lose your best agent.
You're going to have to write a full report, Lee. And I mean full.
Well, how am I going to write it? Longhand?
Will you take this sack off? This is insubordination. You're all going to pay for this. And you're going to roll. You're going to get it.
Your days in Interzone are numbered, Lee. I suggest you give up the writing game. Make tracks for another part of the world.
He was so good in it, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Why are the films so extreme? What is it about the subject matter of these movies? I guess they're horror films on the sort of the initial superficial level. Yeah. What is it about that attracts you?
Well, I think it is the extremeness. I mean, the fact that within the genre it is expected and accepted that you be extreme. And I think it's when it's at its most extreme that the cinema becomes exciting and revealing. I think The Fly, if you think of the plot of The Fly, it's two beautiful people, an eccentric, who meet, fall in love. One of them gets a hideous disease, dies slowly before your eyes, and the other one has to commit a mercy killing to end it. This is not a prescription for a commercial movie. Yeah. And if it had been presented as a sort of literal sort of street tragedy, I don't think it would ever have been made. But because it's a horror film, all of that is completely accepted. I got no argument from the studios when I wanted to be that extreme just in the plot line. But when I tried to get Dead Ringers, which does not have the framework of a horror film, really it's more a psychological drama, 40 studios turned that film down.
Now, it's unusual for directors to appear in other people's movies over and above just as cameos, but you took pretty near a leading role in one of Clive Barker's movies, in Nightbreed. Right. Well, how did that come about? What prompted you?
I think it's because Clive was very inexperienced and thought I'd be good. And I couldn't resist. I mean, he was basically offering me the chance to play the third lead in a movie, and all directors are basically hams and want to act. You know, all actors want to direct. You know, that's the way it is. And I really couldn't resist the chance to be on the other side of the camera to see what it would be like. And it's very different on the other side of the camera.
Well, I'm a fan of his as well, but I think he would probably agree with us all that it wasn't his finest movie, but so you might not have seen it, but if you haven't, here's a quick clip of Mr. Cronenberg in action in Clive Barker's Nightbreed.
Laurie.
How do you know my name?
Oh, that's a good question. Here's the answer. Boone's alive, Laurie. And your death is going to bring him out of hiding.
I read somewhere, and I don't know if this is true, but I read somewhere that you'd actually been working on a comedy. You were going to make a comedy.
I think all my films are comedies, and people tell me they're not. I'm very confused.
I think I could probably side with the people who are confused.
Yeah.
But would you do a down the line, a straight comedy, a kind of Steve Martin vehicle or something? Would that interest you?
No, actually, the script that I wrote, it was supposed to be a comedy in the Hollywood style, was called Six Legs, because insects have 6 legs, and it was about insects, and it was about insects that were addictive. So that's my idea of a comedy.
Well, you see, this is back to a very constant theme in your movies.
Yeah, and in fact, between The Fly and Naked Lunch, I think I've done that comedy.
You've probably done more for insects in cinema than anyone else, I think.
They're going to give me a medal, actually.
Well, I've just realised, kind of with insects for your next project, if this is correct, because you're doing M. Butterfly.
Yes, that's strange, but the butterfly really has to do with the idea of the Oriental lady who is.
But there's transformation again.
Yes, there is, and it's amazing. I don't even have to do the movie. You can.
I'll just tell everyone about it and take the cash.
Yes.
Well, listen, it's been a great pleasure meeting you. I look forward to it. And this is going to be with Jeremy Irons and Butterfly?
We hope. No, the deals have not all been signed, but it's looking very good. It would be through Geffen Pictures.
All right, a pleasure meeting you. Good luck with the Naked Lunch, and thanks for coming on the show. David Cronenberg, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, David.
That's it for this evening. Join me again on Friday with Spinal Tap and Jules Holland. Thanks for watching. Good night.